Now, the stage is set for a Trump presidency in America, and if reports are anything to go by, the Republican leader is wasting no time in building ground to implement his policies, especially on immigration. At an interview to NBC News, the president-elect revealed that there will be no price tag to the expense incurred for carrying out what Trump has previously called the largest mass deportation in American history. The impending policy shift under Trump's administration has many immigrant communities and leaders worried, and as U.S. awaits policy implementation and ramifications of Trump's second presidency, several leaders and top advocates are preparing to fight back against mass deportations. California's Attorney General, in his public address, has promised to provide any and all legal assistance to immigrants in the state.
I can promise to the undocumented immigrant community in California that I and my team have been thinking about you for months and the harm that might come from a Trump administration 2.0. We have planned for you. We have prepared for you.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, there are approximately 11 million undocumented immigrants in the country, and as of 2022, those are the figures. A report by the American Immigration Council estimates that Trump's deportation project can cost at least $315 billion. But for Donald Trump, no cost seems to be too high. And to get us the latest, viewers, Carolyn Presutti is joining us live from Florida. Carolyn, good to see you again. Now that Donald Trump is going to return to the White House, how are we looking at his plans when it comes to the mass deportation logistically and also funds-wise?
Well, that remains to be seen. We do have a couple more details, though, on that mass deportation. Apparently, we're looking at about 1 million people a year to be deported. Now, the question is, how do you find them? Apparently, the president-elect is going to enlist the help of diplomats worldwide, the military here in this country, and other government agencies to round up undocumented immigrants and then return them to their country. Also, one of the people who is rumored to be getting on the future cabinet list is Stephen Miller. Now, Stephen Miller was an aide to President Trump back in 2016 during his first term as the 45th president. And Miller was the one that championed the Muslim ban into the United States. So he is rumored to be assisting with that first week when President Trump gets into office on January 20th to arrange these deportations and just the logistics on how to do that.
Right, there are a lot of questions around his cabinet as well. Who's going to be in it? Who's going to be out? What are you hearing on that front?
Well, the biggest news was the chief of staff that President Trump announced yesterday, and it'll be Susie Wiles. And Susie Wiles has been instrumental in politics, especially here in Florida, a lot. She was involved in Ronald Reagan's 1980 win for the presidency, and then she was involved in Governor Rick DeSantis's win here in Florida. She's been involved in many other state political campaigns, but more importantly than that, just recently she was always on the campaign trail with candidate Trump. She was the one organizing everything, and that's basically what a chief of staff does, right? They're very influential. They coordinate the president's schedule. They coordinate who sees him. They coordinate everything. They're kind of like a go-between between the White House and various government agencies. So they're the gatekeeper for the president. They keep them organized. And that's specifically what Susie Wiles did on the campaign. Now, if you remember on election night when President-elect Trump gave his victory speech not too far from here, he called her to the podium to speak, and she declined. She wants to stay in the background. She said, she waved to the crowd and smiled, but that was about it. Of course, then we didn't know she was going to be chief of staff, but that is important when you're chief of staff, to stay in the background, to not go for the limelight, because of course, the limelight belongs to the president whenever you're chief of staff.
Right.
Oh, and you asked about other people.
Yeah.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio is rumored to be up for Secretary of State. We also have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. up for some health or medical position in the cabinet. Also, we're talking about Elon Musk. He will organize and he will look at all the numbers of the government and find out where to cut government waste. He's going to be the numbers guy, the economics guy in the cabinet. We're not sure about his title yet, but there has been a constant stream of cars going inside and out of Mar-a-Lago, and that is where the president-elect has been secluded since his election win on Tuesday. And those are people vying for these top jobs. He will be filling 4,000 government positions, 1,800 of which, I misspoke, 1,200 of which require Senate confirmation. Now, as you know, the Senate went to a Republican majority, so getting those people confirmed should not be an issue.
All right, Carolyn, I know you've had a busy week. I hope the weekend brings in some respite to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast and getting us all those updates.
Nice to be with you, even from windy West Palm Beach, Florida.
Absolutely. Stay safe.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.